Books open minds and build futures. Books are more than just pages filled with words. They are gateways to knowledge, imagination, and endless possibilities. Every great inventor, leader, scientist, entrepreneur, and visionary has one thing in common. They never stopped learning. And one of the greatest sources of learning has always been books. When you open a book, you are opening a new world. You can travel through history, explore distant countries, understand different cultures, and learn from the experiences of people who lived hundreds of years ago. A single book can change the way you think, inspire a new dream, or even transform your entire life. Books open minds because they teach us to think beyond our limits. They encourage curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking. Instead of accepting everything we hear, books help us ask questions, seek answers, and develop our own opinions. Reading strengthens our imagination and allows us to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Success is built on knowledge, and knowledge begins with learning. Whether you dream of becoming a doctor, engineer, teacher, entrepreneur, artist, programmer, or leader, books provide the foundation for every achievement. Every page you read adds something valuable to your mind. Every chapter makes you wiser than you were yesterday. Books also teach us important life lessons. They show us the value of honesty, kindness, patience, perseverance, courage, and hard work. Through stories, we learn how people overcome challenges, face failures, and rise stronger than before. These lessons stay with us long after we finish reading. In today's digital world, information is everywhere, but wisdom comes from understanding. Books help us slow down, focus deeply, and absorb ideas that shape our character. Unlike short social media posts, books encourage meaningful thinking and lasting knowledge. Reading is one of the best investments you can make in yourself. It costs little but offers priceless rewards. A person who reads regularly gains confidence, improves communication skills, expands vocabulary, and becomes better at solving problems. Reading not only improves academic performance, but also prepares us for success in our personal and professional lives. Every successful future starts with a curious mind. The more you read, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more opportunities you create. Books give us the confidence to dream bigger, work smarter, and believe that anything is possible. Imagine a world without books. There would be no recorded history, no scientific discoveries to learn from, no inspiring stories to motivate us, and no guide for future generations. Books preserve human knowledge and pass it from one generation to the next. They are the bridge between the past, the present, and the future. No matter your age, background, or goals, reading can change your life. One book can introduce a new idea. One idea can inspire an action. One action can change a habit. One habit can transform a life. That is the incredible power of books. So, make reading a daily habit. Read not because you have to, but because you want to grow. Read to become wiser, stronger, more confident, and more compassionate. Read to discover your passion, unlock your potential, and prepare yourself for the future you deserve. Remember, every page you turn is a step toward a brighter tomorrow. Every book you finish is another brick in the foundation of your future. Open a book today, open your mind forever, and build the future you've always dreamed of. Books open minds. Books build futures. And the future begins with the first page you choose to read. Reading today, leading tomorrow. Every great journey begins with a single step, and every great success begins with a single lesson. One of the most powerful ways to learn those lessons is through reading. Books are not just collections of paper and ink. They are treasures filled with ideas, experiences, wisdom, and inspiration. They have the incredible ability to shape our thoughts, expand our horizons, and prepare us for a brighter future. Think about the people who changed the world. Scientists, inventors, entrepreneurs, writers, artists, and leaders all shared one important habit. They never stopped learning. Many of them spent countless hours reading books that challenged their thinking and inspired them to dream bigger. They understood that knowledge is the foundation of success, and books are one of the greatest sources of that knowledge. Reading is like exercising your mind. Just as our muscles grow stronger through regular exercise, our brains become sharper through regular reading. Every chapter improves our vocabulary, strengthens our memory, enhances our concentration, and develops our ability to think critically. These skills are valuable not only in school, but throughout our entire lives. Books introduce us to different perspectives. They teach us to understand people from different cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs. By reading stories from around the world, we develop empathy, compassion, and respect for others. We begin to realize that although people may speak different languages or live in different places, we all share similar hopes, dreams, fears, and aspirations. One of the greatest gifts of reading is imagination. A book can transport you to ancient civilizations, distant planets, magical kingdoms, or future worlds filled with innovation. It allows your mind to explore places you may never physically visit. This imagination fuels creativity, and creativity leads to innovation. Every invention, masterpiece, and groundbreaking discovery started as an idea in someone's mind. Reading also teaches patience and discipline. In a world where people expect instant results, books remind us that meaningful learning takes time. Every page builds upon the previous one. Every chapter prepares us for the next. Just like success in life, understanding grows step by step. There are no shortcuts to wisdom. Failure is a part of every successful person's story. Books help us understand this truth by sharing real-life experiences of individuals who overcame enormous challenges. They teach us that setbacks are not the end of the journey, but opportunities to grow stronger. Every obstacle carries a lesson, and every lesson brings us closer to success. Knowledge gives us confidence. When we learn something new, we become more capable of solving problems and making better decisions. Reading provides us with information that helps us understand the world around us. It teaches us how things work, why events happen, and how we can contribute positively to society. Books are also silent mentors. Even though the authors may have lived hundreds of years ago, their wisdom continues to guide millions of readers today. Through their words, they share their victories, mistakes, discoveries, and dreams. Reading allows us to learn from the experiences of others without having to repeat their failures ourselves. Technology has changed the way we access information, but it has not reduced the importance of reading. Whether you read a printed book, an e-book, or an audiobook, the purpose remains the same: to grow intellectually and emotionally. Technology may deliver information faster, but books provide understanding, depth, and lasting wisdom. Every page you read becomes part of who you are. The ideas you discover influence your decisions. The lessons you learn shape your character. The stories you remember inspire your actions. Over time, these small moments of learning accumulate into extraordinary personal growth. Education is not limited to classrooms. Some of life's greatest lessons are found outside school textbooks. Books about history teach us the consequences of human choices. Books about science explain the wonders of nature. Biographies reveal the determination behind remarkable achievements. Literature teaches us about emotions, relationships, and the human experience. Every genre offers something valuable. Reading also strengthens communication. People who read regularly often express themselves more clearly and confidently. They become better listeners, stronger writers, and more effective speakers. Communication is one of the most important skills in every profession, making reading an investment that pays lifelong dividends. Imagine planting a small seed. At first, it appears insignificant, but with time, care, and patience, it grows into a strong tree. Reading works in the same way. Every book is a seed planted in your mind. Some seeds become knowledge. Others become confidence. Some become dreams, while others grow into achievements that transform your future. Never underestimate the power of a single book. One sentence can inspire an idea. One idea can change your attitude. One decision can change your direction. One direction can change your destiny. History has shown that countless lives have been transformed simply because someone picked up the right book at the right time. Your future is being written every day by the choices you make. Choosing to read is choosing to invest in yourself. It is choosing growth over comfort, wisdom over ignorance, and possibility over limitation. Every hour spent reading is an hour spent preparing for opportunities that have not yet arrived. So read with purpose. Read with curiosity. Read with an open heart and an open mind. Let every book become a teacher, every story become a lesson, and every chapter become another step toward the life you dream of creating. Because readers become learners, learners become thinkers, thinkers become leaders, and leaders change the world. Read today, learn every day, lead tomorrow. Knowledge is the most powerful investment. In a world that changes every single day, one thing remains constant: knowledge is power. Buildings may collapse, money may disappear, technology may become outdated, but the knowledge stored in your mind stays with you forever. It becomes your greatest asset, your strongest weapon, and your most valuable investment. That is why reading books is not simply a hobby. It is a lifelong habit that shapes your future in ways you cannot imagine. Every morning brings new opportunities, but only prepared minds are able to recognize them. Preparation begins with learning, and learning begins with reading. Books provide the wisdom of generations. They contain the discoveries of scientists, the experiences of leaders, the creativity of artists, the courage of explorers, and the dreams of visionaries. Every page is filled with lessons waiting to be discovered. Imagine standing in a library surrounded by thousands of books. Each one represents years of research, experience, failure, success, and dedication. What would take someone an entire lifetime to learn can often be understood in just a few hours through reading. Books allow us to borrow the knowledge of others without repeating every mistake ourselves. They save us time, guide our decisions, and inspire us to aim higher. Reading transforms ordinary people into extraordinary thinkers. It teaches us to ask meaningful questions instead of accepting easy answers. It encourages us to analyze problems, evaluate solutions, and think independently. In a world where information spreads instantly, the ability to think critically has become more valuable than ever before. Books also help us understand ourselves. Sometimes we discover emotions we never knew we had. Sometimes we find characters whose struggles remind us of our own. Sometimes we read a sentence that perfectly expresses what we have felt for years but could never explain. Reading connects us not only to knowledge but also to our own identity. Every successful person understands that education never truly ends. Graduation is not the finish line. It is simply the beginning of continuous learning. The most successful entrepreneurs continue reading business books. Great athletes study strategies and biographies. Scientists read research papers. Writers read literature. Leaders read history. Lifelong learning is the common habit that connects successful individuals across every profession. Books also teach resilience. Every biography tells a story of obstacles overcome through determination. Inventors faced countless failures before making discoveries. Authors experienced rejection before publishing best-selling books. Entrepreneurs lost businesses before building successful companies. Reading these stories reminds us that failure is not permanent. It is simply another lesson on the path toward success. The beauty of books lies in their diversity. Some teach practical skills that improve our careers. Others strengthen our emotional intelligence. Some expand our scientific understanding, while others inspire creativity and imagination. Every book adds another piece to the puzzle of becoming a wiser and more capable human being. Reading strengthens concentration in a world filled with distractions. Every day, countless notifications compete for our attention. Social media offers endless entertainment, but books offer lasting value. While temporary content disappears within minutes, the lessons from a meaningful book remain with us for years. The ability to focus deeply has become a rare skill, and reading develops that skill better than almost any other activity. Books also build confidence. The more we learn, the more prepared we become to face challenges. Knowledge removes fear because understanding replaces uncertainty. Whether speaking in public, attending an interview, solving a problem, or making an important decision, the confidence gained through learning becomes an invisible advantage. History itself is preserved through books. Without them, humanity would lose the stories of civilizations, the discoveries of science, the beauty of literature, and the wisdom of great thinkers. Books are the memory of mankind. Every generation builds upon the knowledge left behind by those who came before them. Reading allows us to become part of that ongoing journey. Perhaps the greatest gift books offer is hope. They remind us that change is always possible. No matter where you begin, education can open doors that once seemed impossible to reach. Many people who changed the world came from humble beginnings. What separated them was not privilege, but their willingness to keep learning, growing, and believing in their potential. Success is rarely the result of luck alone. It is built through preparation, discipline, persistence, and continuous learning. Reading strengthens each of these qualities. It teaches patience through long chapters, discipline through consistent habits, persistence through difficult ideas, and preparation through accumulated knowledge. Every page you finish is a quiet victory. Every chapter completed is evidence that you are investing in yourself. Unlike material possessions that lose value over time, knowledge continues to grow. The more you learn, the more connections you make. The more connections you make, the more opportunities appear. Learning creates possibilities that cannot be measured by money alone. Never think that one book cannot change your life. History is filled with people whose futures changed because of a single idea found within a single book. One sentence sparked a dream. One chapter inspired action. One lesson transformed a career. Great changes often begin with very small moments. If you wish to improve your future, begin by improving your mind. If you wish to improve your mind, begin by reading every day. You do not need to read hundreds of pages at once. Even a few pages each day create remarkable growth over time. Small habits practiced consistently produce extraordinary results. The world belongs to those who never stop learning. Opportunities favor prepared minds. Dreams become reality through knowledge combined with action. Books provide the knowledge. Your determination provides the action. Together, they create a future filled with possibility. So never underestimate the power of reading. Pick up a book with curiosity. Read with purpose. Learn with humility. Apply what you discover. Share your knowledge with others. Continue growing every single day. Because every great achievement begins with learning, every meaningful journey begins with curiosity, and every successful future begins with the decision to open a book. Invest in books today, invest in knowledge forever, and let your wisdom become the greatest legacy you ever build. The habit of reading, a small daily action that creates extraordinary lives. Every person dreams of living a successful and meaningful life. Some dream of becoming doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, scientists, teachers, artists, athletes, or leaders. Others dream of creating businesses, traveling the world, helping people, or leaving a positive mark on society. Although these dreams may be different, one thing connects nearly every successful person in history: a commitment to continuous learning. One of the simplest, oldest, and most powerful ways to learn is through reading books. Books are far more than printed pages bound together. They are collections of ideas, discoveries, experiences, failures, victories, and wisdom gathered over hundreds or even thousands of years. Every time you open a book, you gain access to knowledge that someone else spent years or even a lifetime discovering. Instead of starting from zero, books allow you to stand on the shoulders of those who came before you. Imagine if you could sit down with the greatest minds in history. What questions would you ask? How would they explain success, failure, courage, leadership, or happiness? Through books, you don't have to imagine. Authors share their thoughts, lessons, and experiences with readers across generations. A person may pass away, but their wisdom can continue inspiring millions through the books they leave behind. Reading changes the way we think. It expands our understanding of the world and teaches us that there is always more to learn. The more we read, the more we realize how much knowledge exists beyond what we already know. This humility keeps us curious, and curiosity is the beginning of every discovery. A curious mind asks questions. Why does the universe work the way it does? How did civilizations rise and fall? What makes a business successful? How can we become better leaders? How can we improve our health, relationships, or communities? Books provide answers to many of these questions while encouraging us to ask even better ones. Knowledge gained through reading becomes a lifelong companion. Material possessions may be lost. Money may come and go. Jobs may change. Technology may evolve. But the lessons stored in your mind remain with you wherever you go. They influence your decisions, shape your character, and guide your actions during both success and adversity. Reading also strengthens our imagination. Every novel creates vivid worlds that exist only in the reader's mind. Every biography allows us to experience another person's journey. Every history book transports us to different eras. Every science book reveals the incredible complexity of nature. Through imagination, we develop creativity, and creativity fuels innovation. The world's greatest inventions began as ideas. Every bridge, airplane, smartphone, satellite, medical breakthrough, and technological advancement started inside someone's imagination. Reading nurtures that imagination by exposing us to new perspectives, possibilities, and solutions. Books teach us patience in a society that often rewards speed over depth. Reading requires focus, concentration, and persistence. Unlike short videos or social media posts, books encourage us to slow down, reflect, and absorb information carefully. This habit strengthens our ability to think deeply, solve complex problems, and make thoughtful decisions. Every chapter teaches discipline. Some books are easy to read, while others challenge us with difficult ideas. Yet finishing them builds confidence, because we prove to ourselves that we can overcome intellectual challenges. That confidence extends beyond reading into every area of life. One of the greatest benefits of books is their ability to help us learn from other people's mistakes. Imagine making every mistake yourself before finding success. It could take decades. Books shorten that journey by sharing lessons from people who have already traveled difficult paths. Their failures become valuable guidance that saves us time, effort, and unnecessary setbacks. Biographies remind us that no successful person had a perfect journey. They faced rejection, criticism, financial struggles, disappointment, uncertainty, and failure. Yet they continued learning, adapting, and moving forward. Reading these stories teaches us resilience, the ability to keep going even when life becomes difficult. Books also strengthen emotional intelligence. Stories help us understand emotions, relationships, forgiveness, compassion, and empathy. By seeing life through another person's perspective, we become more understanding and respectful of others. This emotional growth is just as important as academic knowledge because success depends not only on intelligence, but also on character. Reading improves communication in remarkable ways. Every page introduces new vocabulary, better sentence structure, and clearer ways of expressing ideas. People who read regularly often become stronger speakers, better writers, and more confident communicators. Since communication influences education, careers, leadership, and relationships, reading quietly prepares us for opportunities we may not even realize are coming. Books remind us that learning has no finish line. Graduation is not the end of education. Every successful professional continues learning throughout life. Doctors study new medical research. Engineers learn emerging technologies. Entrepreneurs read about leadership and innovation. Athletes study strategy and psychology. Artists explore new techniques. Lifelong learning is the true secret behind long-term success. The habit of reading also develops consistency. Success rarely comes from one extraordinary effort. Instead, it grows through small actions repeated every day. Reading 10 pages daily may seem insignificant at first, but over months and years, those pages become dozens of books and thousands of life-changing ideas. Small habits, practiced consistently, create extraordinary results. Books also give us hope. They remind us that difficult circumstances do not determine our future. Many famous leaders, inventors, scientists, and writers grew up with limited resources, faced enormous obstacles, or experienced repeated failures. What allowed them to rise above those challenges was their willingness to continue learning and improving. Every book represents an opportunity to gain knowledge, an opportunity to discover a passion, an opportunity to improve your mindset, an opportunity to become more creative, more disciplined, more compassionate, and more prepared for whatever the future brings. When you read, you are not simply passing time. You are building yourself. You are investing in your mind, strengthening your character, and preparing for opportunities that may arrive months or years from now. Every lesson becomes another tool you can use to solve problems, inspire others, and achieve your goals. Never believe that your background determines your future. Education has always been one of the greatest forces for changing lives. A library card can become the beginning of a new career. A biography can inspire a new dream. A science book can spark a groundbreaking invention. A history book can teach lessons that prevent future mistakes. Every book holds the potential to transform a reader's life. As the famous saying goes, readers are leaders. This does not mean every reader becomes famous. It means readers become better thinkers, wiser decision makers, stronger communicators, and lifelong learners. These qualities naturally prepare people to lead in their families, communities, workplaces, and society. So make reading more than an occasional activity. Make it a daily habit. Carry a book wherever you go. Read a few pages every morning, during breaks, or before bed. Allow curiosity to replace excuses. Allow learning to become part of your identity. Remember that success is not built in a single day. It is built page by page, lesson by lesson, habit by habit. Every book you complete adds another layer of wisdom. Every lesson learned becomes another step toward the person you are capable of becoming. Your future is being written today, not only by the choices you make, but also by the knowledge you choose to gain. Open a book with curiosity, read with purpose, think with courage, and act with determination. Because every page you read today becomes part of the person you will become tomorrow. Read consistently, learn endlessly, grow fearlessly, inspire others. Build a future that begins with knowledge and never stops reaching for excellence. A library is a treasure house of wisdom. In every corner of the world, there are places filled with priceless treasures. Some treasures are made of gold, diamonds, and precious stones. Others are hidden inside museums, ancient monuments, or historical landmarks. But there is another treasure that is even more valuable because it has the power to transform lives, shape civilizations, and inspire generations. That treasure is a library. A library is not simply a building filled with books. It is a home for knowledge, a sanctuary for curiosity, and a gateway to endless possibilities. Every shelf contains stories waiting to be discovered, ideas waiting to be understood, and lessons waiting to change someone's life. Every book represents years of learning, research, creativity, and experience gathered into one place for anyone willing to read. The greatest advantage of a library is that it welcomes everyone equally. It does not ask about your background, your income, your age, or your social status. It opens its doors to every curious mind. Whether you are a child taking your first steps into reading or an adult searching for deeper understanding, the library has something valuable to offer. Throughout history, libraries have protected humanity's greatest achievements. They have preserved literature, science, philosophy, mathematics, history, art, and culture for future generations. Without libraries, much of the world's knowledge would have disappeared forever. They serve as bridges connecting the wisdom of the past with the dreams of the future. Every book placed on a library shelf represents countless hours of dedication. Authors spend months or years researching, writing, revising, and refining their work so readers can benefit from their experiences. Scientists publish discoveries that improve medicine and technology. Historians preserve important events. Philosophers challenge our understanding of life. Novelists awaken our imagination. Educators simplify complex ideas for learners of every age. Walking through a library is like traveling across time and space. One book may transport you to the ancient pyramids of Egypt. Another may explain the mysteries of distant galaxies. A biography may introduce you to remarkable leaders whose determination changed history. A science book may reveal how the human body works. A business book may teach strategies for building successful companies. A novel may help you understand emotions that words alone could never fully describe. Libraries remind us that learning has no limits. There is always another subject to explore, another skill to develop, another perspective to understand, and another question to answer. Every visit becomes an opportunity to grow a little wiser than before. One of the greatest strengths of a library is its quiet atmosphere. In a noisy world filled with distractions, the library offers a place where people can concentrate, reflect, and think deeply. It encourages patience, focus, and careful learning. These qualities are becoming increasingly valuable in an age where attention is constantly divided by digital notifications and endless streams of information. Libraries also inspire equality through education. Not everyone can afford to buy hundreds of books, but libraries make knowledge accessible to everyone. They prove that education should never be limited by financial circumstances. A single borrowed book may inspire a student to become a doctor, an engineer, a scientist, a teacher, or an entrepreneur. Many of history's greatest minds developed their love of learning inside libraries. They spent countless hours reading, researching, asking questions, and expanding their understanding of the world. Those quiet moments of study eventually led to discoveries that improved millions of lives. Every great achievement begins with learning, and libraries make that learning possible. Reading inside a library develops more than knowledge. It strengthens discipline, concentration, imagination, and critical thinking. It encourages readers to analyze ideas instead of accepting information blindly. It teaches patience by rewarding those who invest time in understanding complex topics. These habits become valuable in education, careers, relationships, and personal growth. Libraries are also places where dreams quietly begin. A young child reading about space may one day become an astronaut. Someone fascinated by biology may become a medical researcher. A reader inspired by literature may become a writer whose stories touch millions. Every dream begins with curiosity, and libraries provide endless opportunities to nurture that curiosity. Technology has transformed modern libraries. Today, many libraries provide digital books, online journals, educational databases, computers, research assistants, and learning programs. Yet despite these technological advances, their purpose remains unchanged: to preserve knowledge and make learning available to everyone. A library is one of the few places where silence speaks louder than words. Every shelf whispers stories of courage, innovation, perseverance, creativity, and hope. Every reader who enters becomes part of an ongoing journey of discovery that has continued for centuries. Knowledge grows when it is shared. Libraries make that sharing possible on an extraordinary scale. They connect generations through books that continue teaching long after their authors are gone. They remind us that ideas are among humanity's greatest gifts and that education is one of the strongest foundations for a better society. Imagine a community without a library. Opportunities for learning would become fewer. Curiosity would have fewer places to grow. Students would lose valuable resources. Researchers would struggle to access important information. Writers would lose readers, and readers would lose inspiration. Libraries strengthen communities because educated individuals contribute to stronger families, better workplaces, and more compassionate societies. Every book borrowed from a library carries invisible possibilities. It may teach a new skill. It may answer an important question. It may inspire confidence during difficult times. It may introduce an idea that changes someone's entire future. The true value of a library cannot be measured by the number of books on its shelves, but by the number of lives it transforms. Visiting a library regularly is one of the simplest habits that can produce lifelong rewards. Every visit expands your understanding. Every book increases your knowledge. Every lesson prepares you for future opportunities. Small moments of learning eventually become great achievements. The library does not promise instant success. Instead, it offers something far more valuable: the opportunity to become wiser every single day. Those who return again and again discover that learning is not a destination, but a lifelong journey filled with endless discoveries. So treasure your local library. Walk through its doors with curiosity. Explore subjects you have never studied before. Read beyond your comfort zone. Ask questions. Seek understanding. Fill your mind with ideas that challenge, inspire, and empower you. Because every library is more than a building filled with books. It is a house of dreams. It is a home of knowledge. It is a gateway to opportunity. It is a treasure house of wisdom. And every time you open a book inside its walls, you unlock another treasure that no one can ever take away from you. Education is the key that unlocks every door. Throughout history, people have searched for the secret to success. Some believed wealth was the answer. Others believed power, talent, or luck determined a person's future. While these factors may influence our journey, one truth has remained constant across every generation. Education is the greatest key a person can possess. It opens doors that once seemed impossible to enter. It transforms dreams into goals, goals into achievements, and achievements into lasting success. Education is much more than attending school or passing examinations. It is a lifelong process of learning, growing, questioning, and improving. It teaches us how to think instead of what to think. It encourages curiosity, develops creativity, and strengthens the confidence needed to face life's challenges. Every lesson learned becomes another tool that helps us build a better future. Imagine trying to unlock a door without a key. No matter how beautiful the room behind it may be, you cannot enter until you find the right key. Life works in the same way. Opportunities often remain closed until education provides the knowledge and skills needed to open them. Every new subject we learn becomes another key capable of unlocking new possibilities. Education empowers individuals to change not only their own lives, but also the lives of others. A teacher shapes future generations through knowledge. A doctor saves lives through years of study. An engineer builds bridges that connect communities. A scientist discovers medicines that cure diseases. An entrepreneur creates businesses that provide jobs and improve economies. Behind every meaningful contribution to society stands a foundation built through education. Knowledge has a unique quality unlike any material possession. When you share money, you have less than before. But when you share knowledge, both people become richer. Education multiplies its value every time it is passed from one person to another. A lesson taught today may continue inspiring people for generations. One of the greatest strengths of education is its ability to remove fear. Fear often grows from uncertainty and misunderstanding. Learning replaces uncertainty with understanding. The more we know about the world, the more confident we become in solving problems, making decisions, and overcoming obstacles. Education transforms confusion into clarity and hesitation into confidence. Education also teaches responsibility. It helps us understand the importance of honesty, discipline, respect, and compassion. True education develops not only intelligent minds, but also kind hearts and strong character. Academic success has little meaning if it is not accompanied by integrity and respect for others. Every challenge in life carries an opportunity to learn. Failure, disappointment, and mistakes are not signs of weakness, but valuable teachers. Education helps us understand that setbacks are part of growth. Every successful person has faced obstacles. What separates successful individuals from others is their willingness to keep learning despite difficulties. Learning never truly ends. Graduation is not the finish line. It is simply the beginning of another chapter. The world continues changing every day. New technologies emerge. Scientific discoveries reshape industries. New ideas transform businesses. Those who continue learning remain prepared for these changes, while those who stop learning risk being left behind. Books, teachers, mentors, and life experiences all contribute to education. Classrooms provide knowledge, but curiosity keeps education alive long after formal schooling ends. The most successful people remain lifelong students because they understand that every day offers another opportunity to improve. Education also builds independence. Knowledge allows people to solve problems without relying entirely on others. It teaches critical thinking, decision-making, and adaptability. These abilities become essential throughout life, helping individuals navigate uncertainty with confidence and wisdom. Communities become stronger when education is valued. Educated citizens make informed decisions, contribute innovative ideas, support economic growth, and promote social progress. Schools, colleges, universities, libraries, and educational institutions serve as foundations upon which prosperous societies are built. Every investment in education becomes an investment in a brighter future for everyone. Technology has made information more accessible than ever before. With a single device, people can access millions of books, courses, lectures, and educational resources. Yet information alone is not enough. Education teaches us how to evaluate information, distinguish facts from opinions, and apply knowledge responsibly. Wisdom comes not from collecting information, but from understanding it. One of the greatest gifts education provides is opportunity. It allows people to dream beyond their circumstances. A child from a small village may become a world-renowned scientist. A student with limited resources may become a successful entrepreneur. A curious reader may become an inspiring author. Education reminds us that our future is not determined by where we begin, but by how willing we are to learn. Patience is another valuable lesson education teaches. Mastery requires time. Whether learning mathematics, languages, music, science, or art, progress comes through consistent effort rather than instant results. Every lesson builds upon previous knowledge. Every mistake becomes another step toward improvement. Every challenge develops resilience. Education also encourages creativity. It inspires people to ask new questions, imagine better solutions, and solve problems in innovative ways. The inventions that improve our daily lives all began with curious minds willing to explore possibilities beyond existing limitations. True education extends beyond textbooks. It includes learning kindness through helping others, responsibility through fulfilling commitments, leadership through serving communities, and wisdom through reflecting on experiences. Academic excellence is important, but character determines how knowledge is used. Every person possesses incredible potential waiting to be discovered. Education helps unlock that potential. It reveals talents we never knew we had. It develops skills that create opportunities. It builds confidence that inspires action. Most importantly, it reminds us that growth is always possible regardless of age or background. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Preparation begins with learning. Every page read, every lesson understood, every question asked, and every challenge overcome becomes another step toward success. Small daily efforts eventually produce extraordinary achievements. Never underestimate the power of education. It can transform families, strengthen communities, reduce poverty, inspire innovation, and improve entire nations. It creates informed citizens, compassionate leaders, responsible professionals, and confident individuals ready to contribute positively to society. Choose learning every day. Stay curious. Ask meaningful questions. Read widely. Listen carefully. Think deeply. Apply what you learn. Share your knowledge generously. Continue growing throughout your life. Because education is more than preparation for the future. Education creates the future. It unlocks opportunities where others see obstacles. It builds confidence where others feel fear. It creates hope where others see limitations. And most importantly, it gives every person the power to write a better story for tomorrow. Learn with curiosity. Grow with purpose. Lead with wisdom. And remember, education is the one key that can unlock every door life places before you. If this message inspired you, don't let the inspiration stop here. Knowledge grows when it is shared. If you found value in this video, share it with your friends, classmates, and family so they can grow with you. Leave a comment below. What lesson touched your heart the most? What book has changed your life? Or which book are you planning to read next? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video if you believe that books have the power to change lives and build brighter futures. Subscribe to Rise Inspire and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next motivational story, educational video, or life-changing lesson. Every video on this channel is created with one mission: to inspire minds, encourage lifelong learning, and help you become the best version of yourself. Remember, read more, learn more, dream bigger, work harder, stay humble, never stop growing. Thank you for watching and for being a part of the Rise Inspire family. Until the next video, keep reading, keep believing, keep inspiring, and keep rising. This is Rise Inspire, where every story inspires a stronger mind, every lesson builds a brighter future, and every video helps you rise one step closer to your dreams. See you in the next video. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep rising.